As you can see on the screen is philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera. Yes, materialism is a chimera. So sometimes there is a problem in decoding the meaning of the topic, but now there are certain things to be done. First of all, now when I stated earlier that in order to introduce something, you have to first of all decode the meaning and connect them with the context of the society. See, this topic may looks like a phrase, may looks like an maybe looking like a quote, but see, quotes or abstract based topic cannot be written in abstract form because you will be short on content. You have to convert the topic into application, fullest application. So now when we are going to decode this topic, let's see, there are two variants in this. Yes, there are two statements in this. Yes, so let's start with the first statement here. The first statement here is philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. So let's stop here. First of all, understand the first line. Wantlessness means having no desires. Yes, having no desires. So having no desires is almost impractical because we are human beings. We have got basic desires. Yes, for example, food, clothing and shelter and other requirements. We all have basic desires. So that means having no wants is almost utopian, impractical in nature. On the other side, while materialism is a chimera. So materialism means what the need or the greed for more and more. Yes, more and more, that means it gives rise to what? Excessive desires, and which becomes unsustainable. So these are two extremes now. The two extremes is we cannot do away with any wants, it's almost impossible. On the other side, we cannot just keep on increasing our wants, that is again unsustainable. These are the two extreme forms. So hence what we have to move forward towards, we have to move towards a balancing impact. Yes, and the balancing impact is based on sustainable growth and development. So this topic is indirectly hinting how to promote sustainable growth and development in the current context of the society. So to convert this into fullest application. So hence this topic is about sustainable development, and yes, it requires building or ethics among the people. So topic of sustainable development including basic ethics among the people so that they contribute in sustainable development. So let's open up the topic with introduction. Let's first of all see decode the meaning of the topic in simplest terms. So now philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. So shunning wants, yes, or giving up of wants and adopting renunciation is too much to ask from common people. Yes, so asking the people to give up their wants is almost impossible, and this can only be done by monks. Yes, can only be possible for monks who have moved toward renunciation. This is almost impractical for a common person like us, because people have needs and wants. Because people have their needs and wants, and the basic needs are food, clothing and shelter. And the basic needs are food, clothing and shelter. Now, when there is demand for food, clothing and shelter, that means it gives rise to production. And whenever we are moving towards production, anything that is being produced, whether agriculture or the industrial production, definitely we are going to temper with the nature and environment. So it starts for tempering of the environment. But if this need and wants becomes unsustainable, that means we start tempering with the environment to the maximum limit. Hence keep on destroying the nature and environment, and even maybe question mark on our existence comes into picture. So now this basic needs and want first of all gives rise to basic production. For this the person has to earn, for earning food, clothing and shelter, the person has to earn, and this gives rise to production, resource utilization, transactions, economy, growth and development. Yes, economy, growth and development. So that means this is the start of now tempering with the nature and environment. Yes. Now on the other side, see, these are the basic needs. But if these needs are moving toward extreme form of materialism, yes, then it creates what? Various problems. While materialism is a chimera, means an illusion. Yes. So this symbolizes what? When wants become unsustainable, then they get converted into greedy pursuit of materialism. That is expecting bigger, better, more expensive, and desire for more and more, and hence it becomes an illusion, because this desire is almost unending. So we are talking about the two extremes. That means giving up of desires is almost impossible. That's why we have to move towards simple methods of production, because we have got to fulfill basic desires of our existence. But if that is converted into what unhealthy pursuit for more and more, it is moving towards unsustainable materialism, which can be disastrous. So this leads to greed, voracious consumption, unending exploitation of limited resources, and leading to problems both for the humanity and the ecology. So that means now you have decoded the meaning of the topic in simple words. The most important way of writing in UPSC is never try to use difficult words. Yes, never try to use Queen's English. Yes, it's not required at all. The purpose of writing an examination is to make it as simple as possible for any reader to understand. Yes, because that is again required with respect to your workplace requirement. Because when you are writing something on files in the government, that should be understood by each and every reader of the file. Yes. So the purpose is simple explanation. So we have decoded in simple words. Now let us see what is materialism, what problem this materialism create for the ecology first, then for the society first. Yes. So further, lavish lifestyles with least concerns for others. This leads to what? Lavish lifestyles with least concerns for others. More selfishness, more greedy pursuits, which is not benefiting neither the nature nor the society at large. So hence the broadest problem emerging in two arenas, ecology and the society. So now let us see. So explain further the meaning, explain the challenges faced by the current system of consumerism, and excessive materialism. Now let's talk about what is the impact of this unhealthy pursuit of materialism. First on the ecology. So first, impact on the ecological stability. We have to elaborate in detail now. So it started with what? Coming of the industrial revolution. Before that the things were more or less sustainable, because there was no mass production before the coming of the industrial production. Mass production was not there. We were not eyeing the markets of each of the countries or the colonies. Yes. Okay. So initially, so it started with what? The industrial revolution. Then industrial revolution led to mass production. Now mass production where the growth. Now the growth is equated with what? More and more consumerism. So the measurement of the growth is not on the basis of what? Maybe sustainability. Measurement of economic growth is on the basis of what? How much the market of consumption is expanding. Yes. So the growth is equated with more and more consumption. Now when growth is equated with more and more consumption, that means the cycle of demand will become endless. That will become unsustainable. So it leads to now depleting of resources, pollution of air, water and land, climate change, resultant negative and harsh impact on the entire world. Yes, the entire world suffers. For example, recently the Europe is facing the severest heat wave. Yes, England, yes, UK, the temperature is shot up above 40 degrees for the first time in their entire history. Yes, though those are the countries having what? Cool climes. Yes, they are also suffering from what? Climate change. It does. It does not matter who is polluting now. Yes. So anyone who is not contributing in what creating sustainable development is going to what impact all the countries in the world negatively. So result in negative and harsh impact on the entire world. And destruction, this leads to destruction of harmony with nature. So our harmony with nature in terms of sustainable development gets destroyed. Yes, is destroyed. And our future looks bleak. And our future looks bleak. So we may be creating our own destruction. So now, unsustainable materialism, where the growth is equated with more and more consumption, creates first of all problem for the ecology, then see the problem for the society or the nature of society. So now what is the desire? How we evaluate the success of the person? Oh, the person should be very rich. Yes, should be having the most expensive things. Yes. So this gives to desire of what? Earning prestige in the society by moving towards more and more what? Expensive consumerism. Yes, or means consuming n number of things. Yes, though we may be requiring or not. So we are equating success with the expensive nature of goods that we are buying, the lavish lifestyles that we are living. Yes, we equate success with that, and this gives rise to unhealthy desires or unhealthy motives. Many times the people to become instantly rich, yes, they move towards deviations, they resort to crimes, they lead to corruption. Yes, there is a general decline in values in the society. So means consumerism or materialism of the worst kind also create a society which is also a decline in moral values. Yes. So now second is impact on society. Now we are going to elaborate again. Illusionary pursuit of more means it's endless, it's chimera. Yes. So illusionary pursuit of more leads to deviations. Yes, deviations in terms of what? How to achieve that wealth. Yes, deviations. Adoption of wrong and corrupt practices. Adoption of wrong and corrupt practices. And shortcut to instant wealth. The people now try to figure out which is the shortest way to what? Instant wealth. Yes. And the shortest way are also the most unhealthy ways in terms of what? Benefiting the society, because it ruins the society more. So shortcuts to instant wealth. So now this leads to rise in frauds, illicit activities and crimes. There is a general decline in ethics in the society. Now for example, the general tendency amongst us in the society that we respect the rich people more, but we are not questioning from where the people have got their wealth. Yes, only one thing that makes them different is they are rich and they are different from others. Yes. So the people tend to what? Align with them, people tend to become respectful towards them, but never questioning whether that money is on the basis of what? Hard work or the ill-gotten wealth. Yes, many times it is only ill-gotten wealth. Yes. So here general decline in ethics, and this leads to accumulation and concentration of wealth. Yes, accumulation and concentration of wealth, that is the 1% may be having around what? 70% of wealth in comparison to rest of the 99%. Yes, concentration of wealth, and this leads to deprivation of many people of basic needs. This deprives people and creates more inequality and poverty in society. More inequality and poverty in society. More inequality and poverty in society. So what we are saying is that shunning of desires is almost impossible. On the other side, unsustainable desire for more and more is also very destructive for the entire ecology and for the society. So we have to find maybe a neutral way around. Yes. So we have explained both the things in a more elaborate manner that you are going to use in the main body. Now we have to talk about the solution. The solution is always was balanced growth and development, equitable growth and development, sustainable growth and development. Yes. So hence the solution side here is the possible solutions. So if there are suitable quotes, then we are going to use them. So I will be showing you a quote or the quotes which are suitable to explain the solutions. Now this is quote by Mahatma Gandhi. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. Yes. Okay. So everyone's greed, that means it leads to what? Unsustainable desires leading to destruction. Everyone's need means definitely the needs can be fulfilled on the basis of what? Sustainable growth and development. Now Buddha's middle path. Yes. So Buddha's middle path. So Buddha was saying avoidance of two extremes in our practical life. Avoidance of two extremes. First extreme is extreme indulgence, that is materialism. On the other side, severe asceticism, yes, which is ultimately what? Having no desires. Yes. So this becomes two poles. Yes, having no desires and extreme desires. So we have to find a middle path, and middle path again talks about sustainable development. So we found two what are connected quotes to create a solution now. Yes. And that's why we came across the solution with what? Creating SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, that are required to be applied throughout the world. Yes. Because we require the contribution of what? The nations, okay, the people, the communities, everyone, in terms of creating sustainable growth and development. So hence the world came forward with what? Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. So now these are going to create the solutions for this essay. So the solution. So solution is requirement of what? Green and circular economy. Requirement is green and circular economy, sustainable development, and economic justice. Yes. And economic justice here, distribution of wealth. Yes. Distribution of wealth. So we have to create an economy which is more inclusive, which leads to distribution of wealth. Yes. Which on the other side should be based on what? Sustainable methods of production. We should be creating a more circular economy. Yes. And also including the people in a manner that they start contributing in for promoting sustainable growth, development and consumption. Yes. So hence you have to mention about global, national, collective and individual efforts which have been taken. Yes. The global efforts, the national efforts, collective efforts and individual efforts. Yes. So global, you all know, starting with what? Rio Earth Summit, the major initiative. Kyoto protocols fixing the responsibility on the rich countries. Then came say Paris Climate Agreement, means fixing responsibility in all the countries as per their differential powers and responsibilities. Yes. So here, but responsibility is now with respect to each and every nation to contribute. So under that, let's talk about certain our India's national policy. What are the efforts that we are making in promoting sustainable growth? Yes. Now explain achieving net zero. India also committed to achieve net zero by 2070. So link that with current affairs. Yes. Now how we need to work on what? Greening of methods of production. Yes. So explain them in detail. So eco-friendly methods of farming, how this can be done. So you have done in the class. Renewable energy, you know, again done in the class. Phasing out fossil fuels and plastic, okay. And recycling for more circular economy. Again we have discussed these things in the class. Further, so now this to be done at what? National level. Yes, all this to be done at national level, but let us see how this can be brought at the individual level. Yes, so individual level, the concepts are minimalism. Yes, that is curbing unnecessary consumption. Yes, so minimalist, yes, means there should be control on what? Excessive buying of things we may not be requiring. Yes, so means moving towards what? Minimum wants, not over consumerism. Yes, so minimalism. Next, zero waste movement. Yes, starting with what? 4 R's. First of all, refuse, reduce. Yes, so it should be starting with refusal. Yes, so that again the people are refusing in what? Contributing in terms of what waste generation. By refusing, they are contributing in terms of waste management. Yes. tiny house movement. Yes. Now across the world there is a tiny house movement where the people are not wanting big houses. Yes. They are moving towards small houses, small requirements. Yes. Because big houses ultimately consumes enormous space. They are what, not energy efficient. Yes. Okay. So tiny houses means small spaces. Okay. Less energy consumption, more sustainable living. Tiny house movement. Vegan movement. Yes. Now we all know that more consumption of meat, more consumption of what maybe the meat, especially the cattle meat. Yes, that we talk about, requires creation of what, huge pastures. Yes. So pastures require clearing of forest. Yes. So releasing of what, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So hence that becomes what, again a greenhouse emitting activity. Yes, the pastures. Yes, even the release of huge methane. Yes. So when we talk about this, so hence vegan movement. Yes, have to be promoted more. So again, people should be involved in what, large scale afforestation, ecological conservation, and here we should be acknowledging the role of what, indigenous people, the tribals. Yes. So acknowledging role of indigenous people in safeguarding the environment. Indigenous people. In safeguarding the environment. Now we are expecting this to be done by the people. Okay. The macro level things to be done by the government, the macro level things to be done by the government, but it should be filtering down to the people. Now those things should be filtering down to the people. First of all, the people should be made aware. Yes. Okay. They should be made partners. So the awareness is the key. Awareness is the key. So what we have done in the class for awareness, IEC. Yes. So hence what we require, mass consciousness and involvement of people to promote sustainability. So mass consciousness and involvement of people to promote sustainability. So what is the way forward? Among the people, we have to nurture values and ethics required to be imparted. Yes, we require certain basic values and ethics to be imparted among the people so that they become natural partners in conservation. So again, let's see, we have done maybe a quote in the class. This was a quote. The highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. Harmony with all existence. And this is to be taught to the people. Making life in harmony with all existence. So the quote was given by Rabindranath Tagore. This is required to impart it in the mindset of the people. Now for that we have to create a structure of what? Sustained learning. Yes. So again, for promoting sustained learning, you can use this quote: instructions end in schools, but education ends with life. Yes. Now to create sustainable development, it's not enough to teach that only in schools and colleges. In order to achieve sustainable development, we require contribution from what? All the people in the society. And hence we have to move beyond schools and colleges in terms of connecting with the people, and hence bringing awareness and enabling their contribution in a better way. So what comes to the picture? Sustained IEC campaigns. Yes. So the method is sustained IEC campaigns. So method is sustained IEC campaigns. So what we have done in this topic is not a difficult topic. The only difficulty student faces, even if they have content, is decoding the meaning. But now if you properly read the lines, you can easily deduce on the basis of what your knowledge that you gained so far. Yes. So this topic is clearly saying, okay, that giving of wants is impractical, excessive wants is again unhealthy. Yes. And we have to find a balance. So we came across a thing, how to find a balance. By creating the solutions, we used the various quotes. Yes. The quotes are definitely required either to what decode the meaning further, or maybe what creating a solution you can use a quote, yes, but you have to explain that quote in terms of application when you are designing a solution. So this was the topic, yes.